Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Reboot It tonight. We're joined by,
Benny Karnes.
thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Excellent today, actually.
We got some good news today about
Yes.
HackerCon sponsorship.
Yep. We've got Infusion Points is coming on board, and we got our CTF prizes from Hack 5. And
Yeah,
then we also have had, since the last time we talked, we've had Trusted Sec. Dave, they went from a gold to a platinum. And then Suddenlink, we talked to them. I talked to them yesterday or the day before, and last year they gave us the connection to the internet, and then Greenbrier just connected to that, and they created the wireless part of it. And so Suddenlink said yesterday or the day before that they are good and will be doing the same connection speed and everything as last year.
How fast is that connection feed?
It's 100 megabits.
Okay, that's cool. Can't beat
Yeah.
that.
No, it was really fast last year. I didn't hear anybody have any problems with it.
Yeah, that's great. So I think they've come aboard a few times. Usually it's a lot later when we hear from them, so it's good to hear from all those folks. And the Hack 5, I think they're sold out of the rubber ducky. So the fact that they sent us one as part of sponsorship, if you want to come win a Hack 5 rubber ducky, which is currently sold out in the Hack 5 shop,
Yep. We
come to
have
Security
one.
HackerCon. We've got one here. You can win it.
We also have a land turtle.
Yep.
And a Wi-Fi pineapple nano.
Mm-hmm.
And various stickers that we'll have. So yeah. And they gave us hack tip stickers, and they are actually signed by Shannon Morris.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
If you need me to forge Darren's signature on the other side, we'll take this out and post, and we won't hear it. But
well, he doesn't. Well, I guess he does the hack tip sometimes.
I guess that is her thing. And then they also have that other show that they do with Patrick Norton.
Yeah, she does tech thing with him, and then the three of them all do threat wire at different times. So
right. There's also Tech Thing that is, I believe it's Patrick Norton and let me look it up here. Techthing.com.
Yeah, it's Shannon Morris and Patrick Norton.
Okay.
Yep.
So it was Veronica, what's her face?
Belmont?
I thought it was not Veronica Belmont for some reason.
Yeah, they did something before Techzilla.
Okay. I think it may have gotten
yeah, that went away.
Yeah, and then Tech Thing I believe might be the successor to that. I'm trying to look it up right now. Hang on, everybody. And we're going to look right now. It is Shannon Morris. That's great. But I always like Patrick. He used to be on the Screensavers with Leah Laporte back in the 90s. And he's been around for a while with different shows. So that's great.
Yeah, he's actually the reason that I got into Linux. I was watching. We had moved to the DC area, metro area, and we were living out there, and was watching a Screensavers because I didn't get it here. We didn't get it here, and was watching Screensavers one day, and he and Leo were talking about booting up Linux, and I'm like, "What the heck is Linux?" And I mean, they laid it out and showed you how to do it, and literally a month later, I had my own dual boot machine, and the rest is
history. Yeah, the rest is history, as they say.
Yep.
One for the ages. It went down in the books, wherever those books are.
Yeah, I tried to get him to autograph something. Patrick Norton at DEF CON. He was at the Hack 5 booth, but
It's cool.
Man, they were there must have been 50 people.
You
standing in
can't
front.
get in there for all those all those fanboys. So
Yeah,
yeah, I have that problem too when I go to conferences. I know how it is.
yeah,
No, I'm sure he goes to DEF CON up. He's gone for years, since it was Alexis Park, I believe. So that's cool. Yeah, I think he's a cool guy. He's also a big fan of like early punk music. So he's like a
yes.
Black Flag. Um,
Dropkick Murphys.
yeah,
I can't think of any others.
I'm answering email. People think that professors, work 3-hour days. I probably work more now than I did my last job after being at it for a while. Um, so anyway, is there anything else that we need to talk about? I'd like to think of our sponsors actually. Let's just pull up the securewv.com webpage here, and we'll just thank everyone. Securewv.com is the website. CFP is closed. Registration is open. So it's
And we are still looking for more sponsors. So
yeah. So it's registration's $50 for regular, $35 for students. That's for 3 days of um, activities. Sponsorship packages are still out there. We're still looking for some more sponsors. So don't
yeah,
think that we're not. But Platinum, we have Greenbrier Communications, or I'm sorry, Greenbrier Technologies and Trust and
technology.
Sec. We also
And
have
Sunlink. I don't have them up there. I
okay.
don't have them on the site yet.
And then we have at the next level down, we call it basic. It's like basic white girl, spice, pumpkin spice. Is that what we're trying to say about these sponsors?
No,
This,
it's
this is
just
the reason I'll never come back again too. But so we have Systems Management Enterprise Practices, or also known as SMC. We also have the Robert C. Byrd Institute, RCPI for Advanced Flexible Manufacturing at the basic level, and then we have donors, the Friends of Secure WV HackerCon, which is Gross Security Investigation, and Frontier Business Edge. I actually do a podcast for called Frontier Business Edge. So that's the other place you can hear me on the internet. But check it out. I do headlines with a hacker once a quarter with them, so it's all good.
nice. Yeah, and SME is that is Sean Ellis and
You
Kevin
just dropped
Height.
on me.
Do what?
You just dropped for a second. You're back.
Oh, okay. So SME is Sean Ellis and Kevin Height. I'm
Mhm.
not sure if
They've
there's
come to
anyone else.
HackerCon since like the very first year.
Oh yeah. So this year they're actually bringing. They approached Rick and I at DerbyCon and said they wanted to kind of add some more to it as far as something else to do, and we're like, okay, what would you like to do? And they're like, do you have anyone doing like basic soldering? We're
No.
like, no, we tried that a couple of years ago. We just don't have, we haven't gotten anyone to do it since.
Yeah.
And they're like, we will do it. So
That's great.
we're going to have a hardware hacking village, and they're going to have their table set up, and they're bringing 3 soldering irons and 50 LED kits that
Great.
they'll show you how to solder.
We had a student who went to us to DerbyCon. She'd never been to a conference before. In fact, I believe she's a psychology criminal justice double major. And I took her to the hardware village, and she solders better than I do. I've been soldering for 30 years.
Yeah, I saw the thing on Facebook, the post, and I was like, crap. So I went over there a little bit later, and they were already sold out.
They were gone. I think we got the last one, and they were actually kicking us out of the room when she was finishing a project. But it's cool. A little LED lighted display. I was looking at my badge. My HackerCon black badge needs a battery, and I can't figure out how to switch it out. So,
Huh.
um,
Well, we're
just give
I
me a
think
new one.
I think the maker is going to be hopefully there this year.
Who's that?
Skydog.
He didn't make that badge.
He didn't make the badge? I thought he made the badge.
No, the Chavez. I thought Melinda and Robert Chavala made that badge.
I thought it was Skydog, but I could be wrong.
No, and they no longer do that. In fact, I just learned that Melinda had kind of a horrific accident in the last few days, so we
Ooh.
wish her a speedy recovery.
Yes.
And then anyway, they used to do free badges for us all the time. They did badges for us every year at AIDE. and really love them. They're wonderful people, and so yeah. But they no longer do badges. They did the first DerbyCon badges. So, um,
Nice.
but anyway, yeah, I think they made that badge. That was one of the last things they did, if I remember correctly. Sky Dog, maybe he did that badge, but I'm not sure. But if he's there, he's threatening to come this year. He's threatening to come every year, but he says this year he's going to throw his stuff in his car. That's about 2 weeks after his conference, and he may be recovered enough to drive up to Charleston, West Virginia. But hopefully he's there. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I tried to
Did you tell him that we have something for him if he comes?
no, but I will.
And it's make it worth his while. We don't want to spoil the surprise, but it doesn't involve a goat. So
Well, not this time anyway.
no, and I don't think he listens to my podcast. So hey, I'm nobody to him. He's kidding you.
But yeah, and I mean this we're Rick and I went and checked out the hotel and got everything lined out. How we're going to have the room and all the different rooms, and the hotel staff is fantastic. Joyce is, I mean, I asked to have the in one room to have the tables close to the outlets, and she was like, "You just want power strips on there? Because we can do that for you." And I'm like, "Well, how much is that going to be?" "We'll do it for you." So we're like, "Yes, please." So all the tables except for the Lockpick Village area will have power strips on the table, so everybody can go in and just basically set up their laptop as they as they're taking notes or working on the CTF or anything like that. So
That's cool.
yeah,
That's good. So I broke the news to the kids today that they'll be selling T-shirts at Secure W HackerCon for Hackers for Charity. If we can get them here. I asked for what Hackers for Charity stock was left um, after Derby. So I guess this is our first show after Derby. We actually put up the DerbyCon meetup, I believe, last week or week before last. So it's been a couple weeks, but yeah, they'll be selling HFC swag, and they've made some money, and we've talked about them selling their own shirt or their own version of an HFC shirt. And then the local Hackers for Charity group, what we do is we raise money for the international group. We send it to Uganda and we send it to Johnny, and we also work with local charities. We've worked in the past with Union Mission and Dress for Success. So. If you come, buy some T-shirts for either one of those. I was trying to think. There was something else I was going to say, and I forgot. But anyway. Oh, I know what I'm going to tell you. We haven't really came up with this yet, the exact design. But usually, when you graduate, you get some sort of you'll have a membership, it's like a sash. So you have it if you're a fraternity or sorority. You have one if you're an honorary. We're making a Hackers for Charity one for them to wear for the graduation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's going to say HFC and be in Marshall color. So we think that would be cool.
That sounds awesome, man.
It's going to cost a fortune, but that's the thing about those things. Anything that you buy that's like, well, I can wear mine all the time. I go to 2 graduations a year. I go to fall and spring commencement. It's actually in my contract. So I like to have something else to wear besides my hood. Now, the problem is I'm not sure how to actually wear it. I'll have to look it up. Because it's like wearing a uniform. There's like rules behind how you wear academic costume or regalia. So I'll have to look that up.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that people that wear uniforms, that's a costume?
No, I'm saying that there's rules.
I know. Rules. I'm just giving you a hard time. There weren't any rules, man. Come on. We only had a book.
Yeah, well, it's like the people who like wear uniforms and claim to be certain, the whole stolen honor stuff. It's this ridiculous shit they put on their uniforms.
Don't get me started.
They look like 4-star generals. Are you Pat?
Yeah. One guy actually had a lieutenant colonel badge, and
really?
He was like 20 years old. Oh man, yeah. I haven't seen any of it, but
I've seen it online.
I've seen him online. And there's another guy who was he's a Navy SEAL, former Navy SEAL, that he actually calls people up that claim to be SEALs.
Yeah.
And Chief Petty Officer or something or other. And I hope I'm getting that right. I can't remember his name, but oh my gosh, it's hilarious. But I mean, come on. Either
Silly.
do it, either, sign up and serve or don't.
Exactly.
And the worst part about it is some of those jokers are actually like, privates and airmen. They're low-ranking enlisted that either got booted out or ran away or some stupid thing. So the uniform looks kinda, but then they just start adding crap, and it's like, really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
But yeah, HackerCon's going to be a great time this year.
SecureWV/HackerCon. We don't know what to call it anymore.
No, it is SecureWV on Friday.
It's
and HackerCon on Saturday and Sunday. Because
we had a meeting with the White Collar Crime Center. They're sending some people down, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
They actually have one. They sent the check. I haven't been to the mailbox, and I don't think Rick has either, but I need to check with him to see if he went this week.
We might have more money than we think we do.
Well, they only paid for one registration.
Yeah. I think he was talking about sending somebody else today. So
yeah, they were saying that 2 total, but they didn't know when the second one. The first one they said they're going to go ahead and do, and then the second one they don't know. It'll be closer to it, I think.
Yeah, we partner up with the White Collar Crime Center. We're going to do some training in next summer with them. So
cool.
So you can just call me a Fed now, I guess. You're a Fed. No, you're a Fed. Still goes on. Every time you go to IRC, it's not even funny after 1997. So, talking about some stories this week.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to everybody later. Thanks again for coming. So the first story, did you add anything?
No.
Okay.
I just added the second thing about the Samsung, but
okay, you have 2 Samsung stories. I only put 1. So the first one is Russian hacking whodunit. So there's these allegations the Russians are trying to manipulate our election through hacking. And there's a lot of people, including myself, who say you can't make that sort of airtight case as far as attribution. Now, of course, we don't know what they have. The NSA may have data they can't share with us, but it's kind of scary if we're just pointing fingers at foreign governments. Beyond that, there are tensions with the Russians over Syria. The Russians have actually moved short-range nuclear weapons. I sound like George Bush. Nuclear weapons close to the border with shoot, I forget.
Near Poland.
Yeah, you're right. So we almost have like a version.
I thought they were medium range.
They're medium. You're right. So we're almost I'm not going to say it's Cuban Missile Crisis all over again, but they're basically ramping up with tensions. So why would we do this, Benny?
I have no idea.
So sure that it's the Russians. How can we be so sure it's the Russians?
I agree with you. I don't think we can 100%. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think that this is the first time that anyone's, quote, tried to sway the elections.
Well, I mean, if you look at some of the election technology we have in this state, there are people still voting on paper.
Oh, yeah.
How do you manipulate that? Is that how you get around this? I mean, someone's trying to screw with the elections.
Well, now, I saw this story, and I'm sorry it's a Hillary story, but I saw this story, and I didn't read the article that depth. I just thought it was interesting, and I was going to go back and read it, and I haven't read it, so I'll just put that up front. But supposedly, some dude in New Jersey or New York or upstate New York or somewhere, he was an electrician and was checking out one of their buildings, his company's buildings that they maintain. There was some kind of activity or something. Maybe he's there on a monthly deal or something. But anyway, supposedly found
Supposedly.
copies of American, the ballot boxes,
Mhm.
official ballot boxes, supposedly chock full of Hillary's, you know, things that paper ballots that favored Hillary. I don't know if that's true or not. I
Well, I
just
mean,
find it interesting.
election fraud is not new in this country. Look at
Oh no,
southwestern West Virginia, where for years political machines bought and sold elections.
yeah,
They would buy votes by giving you $20 bills or a bottle of Jim Beam or whatever. And this went on until the 2000s. They've actually prosecuted people for election fraud up through the early 2000s,
yeah,
especially in Mingo, Logan, and Lincoln counties. Um, so it's not like that's anything new. I guess the whole electronic part of it is new. And so if we delve into the realm of cyber warfare, nation state against nation state, this is pretty classically it. But I really thought that according to Mandiant at least, that China did all the hacking. I mean, why is it one day it's China, next day it's North Korea, next day it's Russia? Just not sure, who to
I
believe. And as
well,
somebody who teaches digital forensics and a digital forensics program, you know that attribution's hard,
yep,
and I'm not sure why there's a rush to judgment. And now the administration, the Obama administration, is talking about a measured response. Well, what the hell
yeah,
is a measured response?
yeah, and why all of a sudden? I mean, they've been talking about it. The latest hack, whatever the hack of the week, it's always Russia or North Korea. So why all of a sudden everything is now pointing to Russia, and now we're going to do something about it? I don't know.
Well, I mean, the Obama administration's done this before. In the case of China, he's called them out numerous times on theft of intellectual property. They actually put people in the PLA, high-ranking officials, officers in the People's Liberation Army, on the FBI's most wanted list for hacking. It
Yeah.
was a big grandstanding. It's ridiculous.
Well, they did that with
You're not
Russia
going
a
to.
couple of years ago too. Put some of the high-ranking officials that are directly linked with Putin.
I don't remember
Um,
that, but
yeah, maybe this was about a year ago, year and a half ago, maybe. But they were on a list for, goofy stuff too, for
well, in the
hacking
case
and other things.
you have to also remember the case of Russia. There's a lot of those people that's close to Putin who are actually running hacking rings. It's all part of organized crime.
Oh yeah,
Although it's still nation state versus nation states, cyber warfare stuff. Drink, um, but it's different. But it's different, but it's the same. And I'm not sure why. The whole North Korean Sony thing, where they allegedly took down Sony Pictures because of a stupid stoner movie.
yeah,
Um,
which wasn't that great.
it was an awful movie. They probably did it
That
themselves.
Yeah, I think that was a stunt to
It
sell
was,
them.
well, I mean, here's the thing is that if you talk to the people whose information was breached, they were able to find their own personal identifiable information in Google searches. I recommend watching Viceland. I think I've said this before. Viceland has a show called um, Cyber War, which examines the Sony hack in detail, and they talked to people like Mark Rogers at Cloudflare, who was one of the people who was, we called him a cyber truther for a while because they were just getting beaten over the head um, because they said it wasn't North Korea. If you look at it, what they're doing is they're taking malware and they're comparing it to other malware. Well, people reuse code all the time. So you can't
Yeah.
say, well, this was used in this attack and it was used in this attack. I mean, how many people go out to Stack Overflow and take snippets of code or, Google code, in the past? I don't think Google code's a thing anymore. I think they yanked it down. But, um, you know, there's just really silly things. Well, there was some Korean characters in this code, so
Yeah.
well, that's similar to the things that you're saying about the botnet that took down Brian Krebs' website, which isn't in the show notes, but it was pushing out, record number of traffic at krebsonsecurity.com and actually took it down. But they found a Russian alphabet characters in it, and so they attributed that to Russia. Oh, you're welcome, B-Sides Charleston. B-Side Charleston was talking about me talking about them breaking my teeth. Breaking my tooth at B-Sides Charleston. And they're actually coming up. Let me give them a plug. It's in November. B-Sides Charleston, bsidescharleston.com, one word. And that's Charleston, South Carolina. It's November the 12th. This year they're at the College of Charleston. Last year they were actually out at the beach, but probably can't make it this year. My travel money is gone. And we're just told to stand by for mid-year cuts because the state of West Virginia can't understand how to diversify its freaking economy, and we're still relying on coal.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you also don't have Skydog Con in there.
I don't have anyone in there. I took them all out.
Well, I mean, the only important one is us.
The Skydog Con's coming up too, and Skydog is sort of a sister con. DerbyCon, HackerCon, Skydog Con. Let me see if I can't find Skydog Con real quick. And
It's October 21st to the 23rd.
It's always right around. It was always usually about the week after the original HackerCon date, which was mid-October, and around Halloween.
Yep.
Because Iron Geek would get rinsed every year because he always makes a point to get a Skydog Con. If I had time and money, I would go, but I don't have any money. I think I just got reimbursed for my trip to freaking Derby, which was how many weeks ago?
2, 3?
2 or 3. They've changed the way travel works in the university system, and it takes freaking forever to get reimbursed. So, which sucks when you pay cash for everything, which I did on that trip. Been listening to Dave Ramsey too much, but
well, at least you got paid back.
Yeah, well, after I overdrew my bank account like $1.15, but yeah, that's true. Samsung Note, the Samsung Note 7 keeps bursting into flame, and they don't know why.
Well, they actually yesterday, I think it was, actually recalled all of them. So
I heard the replacements were actually bursting into flame as well.
Yeah, and a third replacement actually. So basically, Samsung stood up and said, "Okay, we're going to stop this. You can turn it in for either the same, not the same phone because the Note's
6?
going away. No, I think the 7 or the 7 Edge. You can get one of those or a completely different phone.
An iPhone."
Well, and now the reports of their phones catching fire. I just saw a couple of them a few minutes ago.
I don't know. I sort of think you have to take those with a grain of salt because I think there's a little bit of it's sort of like the whole clown thing. It becomes like mass hysteria after a while, and people will claim a lot of things in order to try to sue companies. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yep.
If the new iPhone has similar issues. And there's one down in my house, so Blair has one. It kind of scares me. If it were to burst into flames, that'd be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an expert on fires, but that would be bad. Hate to die in a fire.
Yep. I actually saw a funny thing. It was like a FedEx box in a driveway. And part of it was on fire, and it's like, oh, good, my Samsung Note 7 just came in.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. But yeah, they're recalling the whole entire branch and saying they've stopped production and turn them in. So
that's crazy. That's going to cost a lot of money, but you also have to limit. I mean, if you're a large corporation, you have to limit your liability because you don't want to kill people. Well, you're trying not to be evil. Beyond that, you're going to be facing fines and lawsuits. So
Yep.
there's a point where you have to go say that you're doing what is basically the most responsible thing so that your shareholders can sleep at night.
Yep. That is true.
I'm sorry.
What are you yawning for, man?
I'm just tired. I am bone tired. And
Well, you don't do anything. No, I'm kidding.
And it's also homecoming weekend at Marshall, so all my friends are in town. One was trying to get me, hey, I'm gonna drive over and pick you up. I'm like, dude, I have to do this podcast, and I'm gonna crash and burn. And I guess we're going out tomorrow night. I don't know, but anyway, I want to see everybody. I just don't have the stamina for this anymore. Man. I have a staff meeting at 8:00 in the morning, which isn't that early, but still, it's a staff meeting. A faculty meeting, excuse me. It's a meeting of faculty. In other words, it's a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, the last show I have, Good night, everybody. This is the last show we're signing off. The last story we have, and the stories of the week are. Their story is, I guess it is the week, isn't it? We just call them stories. Suddenly,
Yeah.
I thought it was on the ISD podcast. So, stories of the week. Breach exposes 58 million accounts, including names, jobs, and more, and I can't figure out where this came from. If you look at the story, the only thing they say is that it came from, let me open this up. They believe that it came from, they've actually added to this story. It's a place called Modern Business Solutions. They had a leaky database. But it's unclear actually what was in that database. They say that there are things that were stored, including personally identifiable information. See, they've added to this last time I saw it. So, and there's passwords in it. I actually have a friend who got a breach notification notice this morning on this. Somehow it was related to something else that they were involved in. But anyway, so that database is actually out there. I've seen it available for download. So it'll be interesting to see, go through that and see if you know what's there. Anyway, you look at the story. They're saying they're pointing people over to Have I Been Pwned, which is a database which you can go check to see if your information is in it. Now sending 34,000 email notification to users, another 3,000 of those monitoring domains. Modern Business Solutions allegedly had 58 million user accounts exposed. 32% writing in Have I Been Pwned. So this may be this could be a series of breaches. I saw somebody saying here that Modern Business Solutions seems to be a white level solution for other companies. They don't really
that's
know
what it
who they
looks
are.
like. If you go to their website, it says Modern Business Solutions offers in-house data management, monetization, online and offline. So that's what they do.
So it's unclear to me until researchers actually go to this database and see what's there. The database itself, I believe, is about 3 gigs. I don't do that sort of research anymore. I'm too tired. But anyway, it'd be interesting to see what that is. And my friend, I think they actually told her. Let me see if I can't find that email. So I had her send it to me just to see what it said. In this case, it was an email from not actually the people who gave it to her. Basically, it said the organization, which she has an account, has been notified that a non-organization she's associated with account has been compromised. This is a result of a data breach in 2016 of the Modern Business Solutions data storage and management website. The data compromise includes IP addresses, dates of birth, email addresses, vehicle data, and occupation. So my whole thing is this credit records?
I don't know, but it says if you continue on their data monetization, it says help our clients build their revenue streams by providing content and services that are truly relevant to their customers' needs and all without ads. And their primary verticals are automotive, employment, and real estate.
That's weird.
So,
And I don't know how this entity that notified my friend of the breach actually came up with that. Her email that was associated with this entity that notified her was in the breach. I don't know. That's really fast for something that was just disclosed.
well, you don't
Weird.
know how long they had the
Well,
info.
it says in October.
Oh, well, but maybe
So,
they contacted. I don't know. I'm
well,
trying
I'm
to help them
saying
out.
that this particular entity that notifies her was not particularly good about notifying people timely manner. Like
Oh,
somebody
okay.
had seen this and said, "Oh shit." Um, and sometimes, if researchers when they find stuff like that, they'll notify people whose domains are involved in a breach, so they can notify their users change their passwords, and that's what that was that she got. Um, so I don't know. It would be interesting to go through this stuff. Password database dumps are kind of a gray area. I mean, Barrett Brown's sitting in federal prison for sharing the data dump from Stratfor in a IRC web channel. So it's technically stolen information, and it's kind of a gray area about the legalities of even downloading it or having it in your possession. So I don't do password research.
Well, all you got to do.
If
No,
you
I'm just
believe
kidding.
that, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to tell you. Anyway, I'm kidding you. No, I actually have this dump. Anyway,
Right.
I just downloaded it as a matter of fact. I'm serious. Um, so I have it. So we'll see what it says. Let's see where it is. I downloaded it. Why isn't it where it's supposed to be? That's
Because
weird.
it's a virus.
It's not a virus. It's just gone. To go on my desktop. Oh, there it is. Um, yeah, it's in a RAR file. It's 2.8 gigs.
Nice.
So I'll unpack it and take some regular expressions to it and see what we can find. I'm looking for my own data more than anything else. Anyway, I guess it's like anything else in life, right? It's not that you possess it or have it, it's what you do with it.
Yeah. But sometimes the law says just having it.
Yeah, like marijuana or CP. That's bad. On that wonderful note, uplifting note, did I tell you I got a Nexus 6 with Kali Linux on it?
No,
Yeah, Kali NetHunter. I kind of like it.
that's not the one that you're going to be auctioning off, are you?
No, I'm not auctioning it off.
Oh, okay.
That is a vicious rumor.
Didn't you put that out? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was talking about it. People ask people if what they would like to. It's Dear Lazy Web, which one's better, Pwn Pad or a Nexus 6 with Kali Linux. Kali NetHunter actually is what it is, and they're like Kali NetHunter. So for under $100, I got up and running with it.
Now, did you buy the phone on like eBay or something?
It's actually it's not a phone. It is a tablet. Yeah,
Ah,
I got it from
gotcha.
eBay. So it has things like C-Sploit on it, as well as Kali NetHunter, which allows you to use things including the bad USB attack. It has Metasploit payload generator. It has the Pineapple connector.
Nice.
The rubber duck attacks. So it's pretty cool. I just don't have a lot of time to play with it.
Nice.
It works easily, straight out of the box. You just have to have a jailbroken Android device that will support it.
Which right now is only the Nexus 7, isn't it?
Well, right now it's let me look. Kali Nut Hunter. And I misspelled it, which means I'll probably go to a black hat site. This supports the Nexus 5, Nexus 6, Nexus 7, Nexus 9, Nexus 10, and the OnePlus One.
Okay.
I actually am looking at the Nexus 5 as my next phone.
Really?
Well, I don't like my iPhone. And I want something cheaper, so I don't know. I think I want Android.
I like my Samsung. I've got the Galaxy S6 Edge. I hate the Edge part of it. Oh my gosh, I hate it.
Why?
Oh, you pick it up. So let's say you I was on a conference call using it the other day, and we're using the software that we use is just the VoIP software on your phone for conference calls. And I picked it up to take it off mute, and it just selected a button just because a part of my hand touched it, because the Edge, it's on both sides and it doesn't really do anything. I thought it would be cool to have like the weather and time and scores and stuff on the Edge. Nah, it's I hardly ever use it. And it just drives me nuts. I always hit some weird button, either setting it down or picking it up. So
that's problematic.
Yeah, now my son's got the just the regular S6, and he likes his phone. And I've dealt with it before, and I like it. And I when I go to do the upgrade, I'll probably get the 7, or if they have the 8 out at that point, I don't know. I think I'm up for renewal. So I mean, I like the phone. The everything is really cool. The software is great. The phone's snappy, but I just that's the Edge part of it.
Well, my whole thing, which is kind of funny, is every time I've tried to switch to Android, I hate it so bad I go back to iPhone. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah. But the latest versions of, this was like years ago. We're talking 7 years ago. The last time I tried to switch, and I just did not like it. And now I think
you cut out. Bill?
Okay, well, that's that.
Now you're
everyone.
back.
Okay. You're just screwing with me, aren't you?
No.
No, actually, it's lighting up here because I actually have boards and stuff. It's weird. There's a packet drop someplace between you and me.
Yep.
Anyway, we should
on your end.
We should wrap this up. It's your network, dude. It's all messed up.
Yeah, right.
But we should wrap this up. Thanks for coming on tonight. We'll try to be back again next week with another exciting episode of Reboot It. So good night, everybody.
So, wait a minute. Let me ask you something.
What?
We're going to do a live one at HackerCon, right?
We can try.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can try.
Okay, cool.
Okay, anyway,
See everybody.
thanks, everyone. See you later.
Bye.